2020 is not a month to forget easily because of the coronavirus, which has claimed many lives. Though the fear still lingers as to when the virus will vanish, but do you know that coronavirus is not a death sentence? Are you also aware that you can join hands to stop the spread of the virus by availing yourself the opportunity to be vaccinated with the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine made available by the federal government? Well, for many, taking the vaccine may be a thought that can take months and years due to some speculations from many that the vaccine can have negative effects. But then it is just a thought or mindset. However, medical experts are at the forefront ever since the arrival of the vaccine in Nigeria, making clarifications on the safety and efficacy of the vaccine. Now, you also get to see many Nigerians who have taken the vaccine. Our guest, Mrs. Salome Tor, Program Officer, Immunization FCT, will also speak extensively on the importance of taking the jab and what is expected from those who have not. Welcome. It is Sunday Magazine, your weekend tonic, coming to you live from NTA Channel 5, Abuja, your unity station. We promise to give you valuable information. Just sit back. We'll be right back shortly. I am Ifoma Ojenta. Thanks for staying tuned. Now, the 10-day nationwide strike action embarked upon by the National Association of Resident Doctors has been suspended. Ojiri Ogbora Rutere visited some hospitals in the Federal Capital Territory and reports that the doctors are gradually resuming duty.
This strike action by the resident doctors, which has caused a lot of discomfort on Nigerians, especially those in dire need of medical treatment.
I'm feeling so happy. Thank God. I pray that God should be with them and God should protect them.
Wuse District Hospital is yet to pick up activities at the time of filing this report. The nurse on duty denied NTA News access to work. The story was different at the National Hospital, as the secretary of the chapter, National Association of Resident Doctors, Uzoma Damien, was on ground, spoke to NTA News that the strike has been suspended after government's commencement to meet some of their demands.
The government have met some demands like abolishment of bench fee. Bench fee has currently been abolished. The house officers' salaries that has been owed for over a period of 3 to 4 months. Some house officers have been paid their salaries, and a few of them that are still left will be paid.
As at the time of filing this report, only doctors working at the isolation center resumed fully at about 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, while others are to start work on Monday, 12 April 2021.
Thank you, Ojiri, for that update. And now to figures from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control as at 10th April 2021 indicates no new case of COVID-19 in the FCT. Total number of confirmed cases, 19,703. Active cases, 459. Number of discharged cases in the territory, 19,080. And sadly, 164 deaths have been recorded in the FCT. Now, the need for Nigerians to continue to avail themselves for the COVID-19 vaccination has been reiterated. These medical experts believe will reduce the spread of the virus. Aisha Ubali in this report examines the level of awareness among Nigerians and the acceptability of the vaccine.
In a hurry, with the outbreak of the novel virus which originated from China and ravaged the world, changing the way of life and so many things. Hand washing practice, social distancing and wearing of face masks became the new normal that many needed to adapt to. It was not a time to relent for scientists and researchers who swung to action to produce effective vaccine in order to curtail the spread of the virus. And within a month, history was made as World Health Bodies announced the availability of COVID-19 vaccine. The arrival of the first batch of vaccine to Nigeria was a pleasant news, even though there has been fear and misconception about the COVID-19 vaccine coupled with unverified information shared on social media.
It's not exactly the fear for the vaccine. I think it's the fear for the needle because I can't really get over, the ideas that a syringe is getting into you. That's all.
According to Dr. Aisha Omaragbon, the advantage of taking COVID-19 vaccine far outweighs the disadvantages.
It gives what we call the herd immunity because a lot of people are protected, so it prevents the infection from spreading further. But if people refuse to take the vaccine, then the epidemic continues.
Many public figures have continued to take the COVID-19 jab. Observers also believe it is a step in the right direction.
We have a responsibility to do the right thing. I think this is the way to go. So I'd like to encourage other Nigerians out there to please take advantage of this opportunity and get vaccinated.
All that I can say is that please, this is good for you and good for others and good for the health of all Nigerians.
What is the level of acceptability? Though some Nigerians are still skeptical, many have surmounted their fear. But for Moses Boniface, he says he will only take the vaccine when he starts to feel the symptoms.
Personally, I haven't taken it yet because I wouldn't say because I haven't seen the need, but because it hasn't been promulgated so much.
For those who had fears, what made them have a change of mind? Meanwhile, some have attested to have experienced side effects which varies in individuals. For Ibrahim Gang, his experience after the jab was more of psychological.
My reaction was just more of, I can't say it here because it was just fear factor in my brain.
Recommendation is that everyone should be an advocate and promote the campaign.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for that background report, which has set the tone for our discussion this evening with the Program Officer Immunization FCT, Salome Tor. You're welcome to Sunday Magazine.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's start by asking you, to tell us, what should Nigerians know about the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine?
Okay, thank you very much. We know that prevention is better than cure. The disease COVID-19 is an entirely a new disease, completely that ravaged the whole world, and Nigeria inclusive. Now, scientists have come up with research and have developed a number of vaccines, of which AstraZeneca vaccine by Oxford being developed in India as one of the countries is one of it, and has been given to Nigeria, and we also have doses being received in FCT. The vaccine is to help individuals develop immunity against the infection, and that is what we have right now, and we are giving to the population of FCT.
Okay, now since the flag off of the vaccination exercise in the FCT, are there, adverse reactions after taking the vaccine reported?
It's okay. We actually flagged off the exercise of vaccinating the population of FCT on the 15th of March 2021, and so far we have documented active vaccination over 40,000 and above. Specifically, we have like 41,000 of people being vaccinated, 41,530 people being vaccinated. Out of this, we have recorded 37 people with minor cases of minor cases of adverse events following vaccination. We had one serious thrice vomiting and body weakness. Was admitted and discharged in 24 hours. Now, why do people have such adverse reaction following vaccination? It's just for the body to adjust to what is going to prepare against. It's not that it's an entire sickness that is coming into the life of such an individual. The body system with the chemicals and everything is adjusting to what has been put in there to prepare itself against the active immunity to fight the full-blown disease when it finally comes into the body of such an individual. It is known all over the world for all vaccinations, and even ordinary drugs that you take, they have such. It's not a complications at all. It's not any complication, and with time it wears away. It does not last long. And what are the different type of minor adverse events following immunization? Slight pain at the site of the injection, maybe body weakness, but not lasting more than 24 hours. Some people might feel feverish. It does not go beyond 24 hours with or without taking any medication. And it's quite normal.
Now tell us, what are the category of people that should take the vaccine?
Okay, thank you very much. Now, we all know that everything about COVID-19 is new, including the vaccination program. And when it started all over the world and it finally came to Nigeria, we did a flag off in Nigeria. The Nigerian government, under the leadership of National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, planned the program in such a way that we have 4 phases to do this program. And the categorization of the 4 phases goes like this. Phase 1, which we commenced activities in FCT on the 15th of this month, was targeted at frontline health workers. When we talk of first frontline health workers, they are the actual health workers that are in treatment centers, in laboratories where these cases are being tested. Then we also have frontline health workers that are frontline workers that are non-health workers. People that are support staff within the health services. We have drivers, we have security, we have cleaners. And then we had strategic leaders also to be given this vaccine in this category. Why strategic leaders? Strategic leaders include policymakers, include traditional and religious leaders, and opinion leaders, just to be able to give the entire population the confidence of what this is all about. And that is how we have been going. Then we have the military, paramilitary, people at the point of entry, at the borders, immigration, customs, and all these are the group that belong to phase 1. Now phase 2 comprises of people above 50 years with non-communicable diseases that we term them as comorbidities like hypertension, diabetes, and then the elderly above, moving up to 65 years and above. Then moving from there, we now have people above 65 years with or without comorbidities. And then the last phase, which is the 4th phase, which is now going to the entire community members, but must be from the age of 18 years and above. So we are just at the first phase of this program.
Okay, let me ask you, are there things, to avoid before taking the vaccine?
Yes, for the purpose of vaccination, we strongly guide against people that have the fear of the injection or the pain, and they tend to take analgesic like paracetamol, ibuprofen, or any drug that will prevent any unforeseen occurrence. You are not supposed to take anything, especially the drugs that fall into that group. It's rather for you to have a reaction before you are able to fight against it. So we strongly disagree with the people that want to take maybe analgesic or pain relievers before they come for the vaccination. Okay, apart from that, any other medication, we have not received any report on contraindication. Okay. And for that reason, people on HIV treatment are also free to take this vaccination.
Okay, and those who are hypertensive?
Yes, yes, yes. I talk about comorbidities. Okay. People above 50 years with hypertension, diabetes, they are free to take this vaccination. Okay, now for how long, should this vaccine last? Okay, now as I told you, particularly that we are working in phases, and now the duration from the first shot to the second shot supposed to be within the interval of 6 to 12 weeks. Actually, in FCT, when we started, we were given appointment for 12 weeks, but later on, when we started having so much a turn-up, we now reduced to 8 weeks, which is still within the span. And then after that, the people that took that first shot need to take the second shot. But for the issue of saying how long will it last, it depends on how the country is getting the vaccine before we know how long it will last. Okay. Because it has come, and I think it has come to stay, and it has to be embedded into the immunization program. Okay, just before I let you go, very quickly, what do you have to tell, FCT residents as regards the virus and the vaccine? Now, I want to appeal to the FCT population in particular. We started this activity on the 15th of this month. We are still working. All the general hospitals in FCT, especially in NAMAC and all the other area councils, are active on this vaccination up to next week, Wednesday, and even extending up to weekend. We have some selected primary health care clinics that are high volume. We have strategies to get into private hospitals to immunize health workers. We are visiting high-broad centers that we know that we have strategic leaders to catch up with them. So we have this exercise going on. People should not be afraid. There is no harm in taking COVID-19 vaccination. I have personally taken it, and I have no problem since then. So they should make themselves to have opportunity to take this so that they will be protected against this disease. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you here. Program Officer Immunization FCT, Salome Toh. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Now let's, go to religious matters, where obedience to God and His words should be at the center of the hearts of Christians. This was the thrust of sermon at churches visited as Christians worship with thanksgiving to God on the first Sunday after the celebration of Easter.
Ministering to congregation at the Liberation Methodist Church, Gwarinpa, from the passage according to the Acts of Apostles, chapter 5, verse 27, Reverend Elijah Olapade illustrated that the power that resurrected Christ from death is still overwhelming Christians that are in tune with God and His Word.
You've been redeemed. You were once a condemned criminal, but by that virtue of declaration, all the battles you are supposed to go on your own, Jesus declared it is finished. In this resurrection power, you have to let go those who have offended you, those who have hurt you in one way or the other. As Jesus forgive them, you expected to forgive them.
In like manner, Venerable Superior Evangelist Ebenezer Oshofa again reminded Christians that no matter how challenging life becomes for them, thanksgiving to God should not cease from their lips.
God is now empowering us with new victory, new power, giving us new breakthrough after the resurrection of Christ from the dead. So I pray that all Christians should come out with new winning ideas, winning ideas in love, as Christ showed it to us on the cross.
In a gratitude dance to God, worshippers at the Celestial Church of Christ, Abuja Central Parish, Gariki, thank God for his immeasurable blessings upon the church and the nation.
Thank you, Deborah. Still on religious matters, the holy month of Ramadan is fast approaching. Muslim women have been charged to strive harder towards perfecting their belief by eliminating bad habits and concentrate on charity acts, more especially this period. This was the speaker's consensus at the 2021 pre-Ramadan Women Lecture put together by at Tabiya Islamic STEM School in Abuja. Hawa Gimba reports.
It is important for every Muslim, male and female, to increase his or her spiritual efforts and reap the maximum benefits from the holy month of Ramadan. Speakers who elaborated on zakat, menstruation, stress and anxiety say these are certain aspects of the holy month that is pertinent to women especially. Hence, the need to do more of zakat and recite the Holy Quran in the holy month of Ramadan cannot be overemphasized.
Any person that has this amount that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives it to him, he should know that Allah gives him this money not for himself alone. It is for himself and his community.
Indeed, my Lord is with me and he will guide me. That is tawakkul. You don't know how to navigate through your life. You don't know what is going to happen, but you are certainly reliable upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Participants at the 2021 pre-Ramadan Women Lecture from Al-Tabiya Islamic STEM School say they have learned a lot from the lecture, especially the spiritual obligations during the holy month of Ramadan.
This topic of anxiety, stress, and then letting go, knowing that you are not in control of anything, that Allah is in control.
Zakat. So we learned a lot about zakat, how to give zakat, the amount to give and everything, zakat of gold and the silver.
The 2021 pre-Ramadan Women Lecture had women from different ages in attendance. Hawa Gimba, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Islamically, among the numerous virtues of Ramadan was the revelation of the Holy Quran, which is meant to be recited and reflected on. Guest speaker at the Muhammad Lawal Memorial Jumat Mosque at Sokoro, Sheikh Mustafa Agbenere, stressed the importance to be prepared for the holy month of Ramadan. Aisha Bashir reports.
Raising the level of awareness over the fast approaching holy month of Ramadan is a common practice among the Muslim Ummah. Sheikh Mustafa Abarire speaks.
Many people don't know what Ramadan is all about. People just think Ramadan is just to fast. You cannot do Ramadan very well if you don't know what Ramadan is itself. For us to be Ramadan compliant, we have to understand Ramadan. I told the gathering.
The 2021 pre-Ramadan lecture at Muhammad Lawal Memorial Mosque Asokoro had dignitaries from far and near in remembrance of the late Muhammad Lawal. They urged Muslims to learn from his humanitarian gesture when he was alive, as well as use this holy month to pray for forgiveness.
The Imams who are very knowledgeable in Islam are here to sensitize all of us, to educate us so that we will take maximum advantage of 30 days or 29 days of Ramadan to do exactly what is especially for us.
One of the pillars of Islam, it's a holy month. It's a month of piety, of sacrifice, of good behavior, of spiritual awakening.
This mosque was started by my husband, my late husband, late Alhaji Muhammad Alabi Lawal. A beautiful way to tell us that there are certain things that we have forgotten in the whole year, and this new month has come again. We must remember how to behave and practice Islam better.
Scholars at the 2021 Muhammad Lawal Memorial Lecture shed more light on forgiveness, prayers and repentance. Hence, Muslims should imbibe such qualities during the holy month of Ramadan and after.
In the meantime, Sultan Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar has called on Muslims to look for the new moon of Ramadan on Monday, 12th April 2021, which is the 29th day of Shaban 1442 after Hijrah, and the first day to look for the new moon. A statement signed by the Chairman, Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Sultanate Council Sokoto, Professor Sambo Wali Junaidu, said the sighting should be reported to the nearest district or village head or through the following numbers for onward communication to the Sultan. The numbers are 080-371-57100, 070-674-16900, 080-6630-3077. Other numbers are 080-361-49757, 080-3596-5322, and 080-3594-5903.
Ko kun san abu mafi sauki a gare ni shine wato haɗa nin ɗina da lambobina na Glo. Za a iya yin ɗaya a cikin wayannan don wato in kira lamban star 109 star NIN hash ko kuma in kira wato 109 kuma wato in saurari duk umarnin da aka bani in yi amfani da shi. Idan kuma ba na so in kira fa sai in tura saƙon text na nin ɗina zuwa 109. Idan kuma ka manta wato da lambar nin ɗinka fa za ka iya buga star 346 hash take lambar za ta fito. Idan kuma ka manta ba ka yi rajista ɗin nin ɗinka fa kar ka damu, ka samu ka shiga kowane ofishin Glo World mafi kusa da kai kai rajista. Haɗa nin ɗinka da lambar Glo ɗinka ba wuya, abu ne mai sauki 100%. Ka ji dai.
Glo Unlimited.
And for a bit on sports now, Adegoke Enoch of Team Delta emerges fastest man in Nigeria in the final of Edo 2020 100 meters men with a time of 10.28 seconds, while Grace Nzubechi of Team Delta also wins the women 100 meters covering a time of 11.42 seconds. As at the time of filing this report, FCT had so far won 4 gold, 4 silver and 6 bronze, placing the FCT 11th on the medals table with more wins expected. Elsewhere, Manchester United this evening came from behind to beat Tottenham 1-3 at home. West Ham United raced for top 4 received a boost with a 3-2 win over Leicester City, and relegation strugglers Newcastle away beats Burnley. And that concludes the Sunday Magazine for this week. We thank you so much for watching. Remember, avail yourself the opportunity to be vaccinated. Good night. See you next week, God's willing.